Today we're going to talk about simple, different, and fun ways to start your campfire. You'll want to stick around. As everyone knows, the fire needs three things to keep going. First, you need a fire source, a spark, or something that is combustible. Second, you need the fuel. And third, you need air. So the combustible is the fuel. We like to start with something that's light. This is some bark from a sagebrush. Then we'll go to some tinder, and we've made some fuzz sticks. We showed how to make fuzz sticks in a different video when we were talking about building campfires. Then you move on from your tinder to your kindling. Kindling is basically your wood that's a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger. And once your kindling's going, then you can move on to your bigger logs and they'll be able to catch fire. Let's show you how that's done. When we're preparing our tinder, we want to make sure that we have plenty. It's very difficult when you are in the middle of having a fire going, you finally caught a spark, and then you run out of fuel. So you can see I've taken this sagebrush and I'm making it into a bird's nest. And as I'm doing that, you can see that I'm dropping some of the shavings and small pieces down onto the table here. So I'm going to form a bird's nest that will catch a spark, and I'm going to put all of the really fine pieces into my bird's nest. So here we go. All of those really fine pieces will now catch a spark and be able to start up. Now that we've got our bird's nest ready, and because we want to guarantee that this is going to start, we're going to seed it with a little piece of dryer lint that we've brought, which is extremely flammable. There you go. Once that's going, let's just fold the bird's nest around it, give it a little air. Beautiful. To that we could add some tinder and then some kindling, and we've got a roaring fire in just a few minutes. Today our ignition sources that we've used were of course matches and lighters. We use flint and steel, we use a magnifying glass, and we use the battery in steel wool. Here we're using the magnifying glass from our compass. This is a technique that will take a lot more time and requires a steady hand. And you can see as I move the magnifying glass towards the wood that it focuses the beam of light. We're just showing this on a piece of wood that we've cut. But if you're trying to do this in the wilderness, you want to have some tinder that's very fine, have a steady hand, and focus that light. It will take a while, but it will work. Now we're going to see if we can get a spark using steel wool and a battery. So we'll just take our 9-volt battery, put it onto the steel wool, and that would start any tinder. Pretty effective. And when you're camping, never forget your snacks. A Cheeto is a handy thing to have. That's some great tinder right there. How about a Dorito? Check that out. The spark catchers that we used were dryer lint, steel wool, some very fine shavings that we made with a pencil sharpener, or by rubbing the sagebrush together and creating some really fine dust. And then finally, some of the unusual tinder that we used, Doritos and Cheetos. Don't leave home without them. We hope this has been fun and informative for you today, and we hope that you'll join us again at OSME TV.